We are live. Hello, everyone. I'm Ngà Phan, come from US. I living and working in US. So, did Agnes, please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Agnes. I am from Vancouver, Canada. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you?
Hi, my name is Rosie, and I'm from
Mm.
Yeah, maybe the internet.
Can we? Yeah, I think Rosie is frozen.
my
And
Wi-Fi.
okay, yeah, don't worry about that. Sorry about everybody and the internet is lacking. Roy, you come back. Can you hear us?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm still seeing you. Yeah, I'm still seeing you and hearing you very clearly, but I don't know why it's frozen on your side.
oh, yeah, we can hear you fine now,
So can
Rosie.
you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can hear you
we
now.
Okay,
can.
that's really good. Yeah. Yeah, all right. So, Agnes, I'm saying thank you to you a lot because you spent time with us today on our very special interview, the special talk show on our pages. We are talking about this business to let people know about like the people who are doing this business or the beauty of this business. And today, with the presence of our audience will get much more information or and also get inspired a lot. So thank you very much for coming here today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for
And
having me.
so can you
I feel
please
honored.
introduce
Okay,
and
yeah,
can you
I
please
can.
introduce a little bit more?
Okay, yeah. So, my name is Agnes. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. My background is actually Chinese. So don't start speaking to me in Vietnamese. But I've my actual professional background is in purchasing. So I've been in purchasing for actually over 21 years at the same company. And I was kind of like everybody else. I started from the bottom and I worked my way up, right? It was a good paying job, but it was also very very stressful, and I was still working long hours every day, right? And that went on for years. So I was brought up thinking, just like most of you, that I had to work hard to make money, right? And so I was actually really prepared to continue working like that for the rest of my life until I retired, right? But you know, everything changed one day when my mom was actually rushed to emergency, and the doctors actually told us that there was a chance that she won't make it past the night, right? So, um, that moment really changed everything for me. And my perspective on life, my beliefs, everything changed. And why I started my online business has evolved over the years, but originally it was for my mom. My you know like all immigrant parents, my parents had a lot of hardship in their life, right? um, uh, you know they they've endured a lot of stuff in their lives, from living through wars and starvation and everything. And I always think that they're so strong and they're so indestructible, right? Just like you probably think your parents are too, but until they get sick, right? And when I I wasn't really ready for that. It kind of happened out of the blue, and I wasn't really ready for that. I wanted, to have more time with her and, to take care of her and give her everything that she wanted, right? Um, but I wanted her to see that, you know, I wasn't struggling, that, I was living a good, quality life, and, I was happy, and that all their hard work and all their sacrifices, weren't in vain, right? Because really that's what all parents want for their kids to, have, a happy life, right? So that was kind of when I learned about this online opportunity. Um, I I honestly didn't, start right away. I had my doubts for sure, right? It actually took me over a year to get started. Um, this is all really something new to me, right? I knew nothing about the online space or social media, right? So in fairness, I was scared. I was just straight up, I was scared. um, I'm also, a very private person. So I didn't think that I was able to do it, right? Because you see a lot of people putting themselves out there, and it wasn't something that, you know, I thought I was able to do. So, I was scared. Say for what it is, I was just scared. So, but the
Yeah.
thing is, I kept thinking about it, right? I kept thinking about this opportunity, and it just didn't go away. So, you know, um, it really had everything that I was looking for, right? It had the time flexibility, the financial security, right? So, one day I just said, I'm just gonna do it. Like, I just decided to go for it. So it was honestly a big learning curve for me. Everything literally was new to me, right? But thank God, the training was so easy to follow, right? Back then the training wasn't as big, so it was actually a lot easier too. But the structure was still the same. It was, short form videos that you can follow. So thank goodness for the training. Otherwise I definitely won't be able to do this myself, right? And
Yeah.
so for just like everybody, success doesn't really happen overnight, right? I did have to put in a lot of work, a lot of hard work, and it wasn't always easy. But seeing so many people getting so many incredible results, right, in the business, really helped me motivate, really helped motivate me, to push me through those tough days. And then having the support with the community and just everybody really helped me get through the day to day, especially when I was having the tough days, right? So fast forward, I was able to quit my job within a year, and as of yesterday, I've been boss free for 4 years now. So so I'm really happy about that. Long story short,
Wow.
my my
Yeah.
my yeah, long story short, my mom has since passed away. My dad has also passed away, and recently my grandma passed away as well. So, I lost three of the most important people in my life within 4 years. Um, this is actually the first time I'm saying it out loud. Sorry, getting a little emotional, but it's been really the toughest 4 years of my life. But this isn't meant to be a sad story or anything. Um, and don't feel sorry for me. What this what really what this business actually really gave me um, is um, is is time, right? Um, when I decided to start my
Mm.
business, it was really the best decision I've ever made. Right? This What this business actually gave me was priceless. Right? The time and the support that I was able to give to my parents and my grandma when they really needed me the most. Right? I was there for them,
Mm.
and I was able to provide for them. I was able to care for them, and really, it's just the time that I was able to spend with them, you know, and that's something that I'll never be able to have again. So that this business actually gave me a lot, a lot more than I can ask for. And you know, if I was still working, and I didn't, you know, start this business when I did, I would have lost all that time with them, right? So to be able to find a business that, you know, gives you both, you know, really something, having time and freedom and financial security in a business is really something, you know, that I am very grateful for. So I know it's kind of my story isn't really a common, you know, story with everybody else, but money isn't everything. You know, what's more important than money is time, really. And to have both is really something to be grateful for. And that's what I found in this business. And you know, it's yeah. What can I say? It's just given me, you know, it's the you know toughest 4 years of my life, but it's also the best 4 years of my life, right? So, so that's really my story.
Yeah, congratulations, you great job.
Thank you very much for
Yeah,
sharing
yeah,
your
yeah,
yours.
yeah.
And
Thank you.
it
Great
is
job.
business created for everyone, Annette. Do you think?
What? Sorry, what was
Do
the
you
question?
think? Do you think this is business created for everyone?
It is. You know, anyone can do this, right?
Everyone can do
Um,
this.
anyone can do this. It might not be for everyone, but anyone can do this, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
mean that just because you don't have experience, you don't have the skills, which I didn't, right? I'm in purchasing. I work with numbers, right? I don't go on social media before I started my business, and I really knew nothing about it, right? I didn't shop online. I didn't really use Facebook except to say, you know, maybe a happy birthday to my friend, right? And I would never post any pictures. So for me, this was actually all very new, and I didn't have any skills. I didn't have any experience. I was pretty green. I knew nothing, right? But everything is in the training, right? And everybody in the community also helps you when you know, come across any problems or any issues or anything you don't understand, right? So really, it can be for everyone, but it might not be a good fit for everyone. Right? It all comes down to how willing you are to learn something new, and how willing you are to basically how much you really want to change your life, right? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can share a lot of things with you in your story. I see that the family members are usually the greatest source of inner power, right? It drives us forward and it helps us a lot in life. Um, yeah, and when doing this business, as you said, yeah, not it is for every people, right? Even maybe not every people can do it, but as long as you have the very big why, the source of power, the source of inner power, then you can do this business regardless of any background, right?
yeah, yes. Well, yeah, and the good thing is you don't even necessarily have to know English very well to do this business, right? Because look at the
Yeah,
whole Vietnamese
yeah.
community, right? Like,
Mm.
and we teach, you know,
Yeah,
we
we are
show
very
you,
proud of the Vietnamese community. And a lot of people are doing, yeah, a lot of people are doing great, doing successfully, right?
yeah,
Without knowing Vietnamese or just without knowing English or just knowing a little English, but they still can do it.
yeah,
So super proud.
yeah.
And
And
there is
I'm
one
honestly very
question,
proud
as
of
you
the
can
Vietnamese
see, it is
community
shown
too.
on the
No, I was
Yeah,
saying I'm
thank
really
you,
proud of
thank
the
you.
Vietnamese community too.
I see that you yeah, yeah. Yeah, and we also get a lot of support from you, like going on the webinar, and you help us a lot. Thank you very much for that,
Oh,
Agnes.
you're welcome. Yeah, it's being able to help out in the community is something, it's just a way of giving back to, the community that's given me so much, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there is one more question I want to ask you. As you can see, it is shown on the slide now on the screen. That when doing the business, especially this business, what do you think we should do? We should ask first, and then we act. Or we just do it and then we ask. Which one do you think is good for this business? Or both?
For me personally, I think that you should just do it first. You do it first,
Yeah,
and then if you happen to get stuck, then you ask, right?
yes,
Because I
yes.
say that because we are all our own business owners, right? And
Mm,
as a business owner, one of the things that you need to do is to make decisions, right?
mm,
And
yes,
for you to be able to make a decision to just do it, right? Just do it. You have an idea or you have to do something, just do it, right? It doesn't matter
yes.
if you get it wrong. It doesn't matter if you don't know how to do it. Um, you just do it first, right? Because we all know that the first step is always to take action, right? So just do
Mm,
it first, and if you come across anything, you get stuck, then you do the asking, right? And then
yeah.
or maybe if you do it and everything works out, you can still ask, and maybe somebody else can give you different feedback, right? So I think just do it first.
Totally agree with you because for me it's just the same. I just do it first and then I ask whenever I get stuck or I have something to that I cannot like solve. Then I will ask for some solution from the
Hmm.
mentor or coach or business
Yeah.
partner in our community. Yeah,
Hmm.
so just do it and then ask.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it is very important to ask when you don't know. And that's the other thing. It's always
Yeah.
very
Sure.
important to ask when you don't know. Don't just try to figure out it
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Um, it's always easier to have somebody who's done it, to help you, right?
Keep moving, and you.
Yeah.
No, it's true, right?
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah. So yeah, that was yeah. So
Okay.
everybody,
So
I know. Yeah, go on.
yeah, I want to share because this one is very important. So I want to share it in Vietnamese to the Vietnamese audience. In our interview, we sometimes we share the important point to the audience in Vietnamese. So would you mind if I spend some seconds to share with them about this?
No, no, hey, go ahead.
Ok, thank you. Mọi người ơi, hiện tại thì Thơ và chị Ngà đang live cùng với cả chị Agnes là một gọi là business partner, business owner kỳ cựu ở trong cộng đồng kinh doanh số toàn cầu này và hôm nay cái câu chuyện của chị Agnes chia sẻ thì vô cùng là xúc động và chị cũng đưa ra rất là nhiều các cái chỉ dẫn cho chúng ta khi mà chúng ta thành công. Chúng ta nhớ rằng là để mà làm được thành công thì chúng ta hãy đi cùng với cả người thành công và lắng nghe từ những người thành công, đúng không? Và trong buổi ngày hôm nay thì chị Agnes đã nói với chúng ta rằng là gì, nếu như các bạn muốn làm một cái điều gì đó thì hãy cứ làm đi và đừng có ngần ngại, đừng có hỏi quá nhiều trước khi chúng ta làm, mà phải làm thì cái câu hỏi nó mới xuất hiện. Bởi vì sao? Bởi vì khi mà chúng ta hỏi quá nhiều trước khi chúng ta làm ấy, theo quan điểm của Thơ thì chúng ta sẽ hỏi không đúng trọng tâm, bởi vì chúng ta còn chưa biết cái điều gì nó thực tế cụ thể nó sẽ xảy ra, đúng không ạ? Thì chúng ta cứ hỏi thì nó sẽ thành ra là trì hoãn rất là nhiều. Thế thì tốt nhất là khi chúng ta muốn làm một cái điều gì đó, đặc biệt giống cái business này cũng vậy, thì cái mật mã ở đây Thơ muốn mang đến cho các bạn trong cái buổi ngày hôm nay, Thơ và chị Ngà muốn mang đến cho các bạn trong buổi ngày hôm nay, đó chính là chúng ta cứ làm đi, cứ làm. Business này là vậy, cứ làm thì chúng ta sẽ ra con đường, cứ làm rồi chúng ta sẽ hỏi. Bởi vì trong cái quá trình làm đấy, kinh doanh mà, nên là khi mà làm kinh doanh ấy thì lúc đấy là cái con đường kinh doanh nó mới bắt đầu được trải ra, đã mở ra cho chúng ta. Và lúc này thì chúng ta sẽ cần phải học cách để thiết lập hệ thống này, chúng ta sẽ học cách để chúng ta có thể là vận hành được hệ thống này. Và trong trên cái con đường đấy đi, chắc chắn là các cái câu hỏi nó sẽ xuất hiện. Nhưng cái điểm khác biệt ở đây là những cái câu hỏi này nó sẽ trực diện, nó sẽ cụ thể, chi tiết và nó gắn liền với những cái kinh doanh thực chiến của chúng ta. Vì vậy chúng ta mọi người hãy nhớ giúp Thơ nha, cái mật mã của buổi ngày hôm nay đó là hãy làm đi rồi hãy hỏi. Just do it and ask.
Yeah, và các bạn biết là chị Agnes là chị rất là nhát và chị rất là sợ mạng xã hội, và những người mà nhát thì có thể làm online được không? Và đây chị Agnes là một minh chứng rất rõ ràng là chị đã làm được 4 năm rồi và chị rất là thành công trong hệ thống của mình. Nên là nếu bạn cảm thấy muốn thay đổi để có thời gian dành cho gia đình và vượt ra vùng comfort zone, vùng sợ hãi để có một cái cuộc sống tốt hơn, thì hãy nhìn chị Agnes của ngày hôm nay. Chị ấy đã rất thành công và bạn sẽ là người tiếp theo đấy. Hãy mạnh dạn bước vào hệ thống của mình và tìm hiểu nhé.
Okay, thank you very much, Agnes, for joining us today. We highly appreciate time and your sharing. We are so grateful to you. Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for tuning in and listening to us today. Before letting you leave, can you say just something to the audience to motivate them to figure out this apps? Agnes?
Thank you so much for having me. I feel really honored to be invited by you two, especially both Rosie and Na. They are, they are some big players in our community, right? And they do a lot of contributing and they support a lot of people as well. So you're in really good hands with them, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do something that is different, right? Something that you don't know anything about. Look at me. It took me over a year to start this business just because I was afraid, right? And if I decided to start when I found out about it, imagine all the time that I could have had with my mom, right? So opportunities are always presented to you. It's presented to you for a reason, because you're looking for something, right? And all you have to do is check it out to see if it's the right fit for you. And if it's not, that's fine, right? At least you learned something new, right? You learned that it's not for you, or maybe it is for you. But don't be afraid. Don't let your fear stop you from changing your life, right? Because it's really there. It's really there for you to take a hold of, and it's only you're the only one that can do that. Nobody can force you to do that. So just don't be afraid.
Yes.
Keep moving, and you got it. You did it. We did it, and you did it too. You can do it.
Yeah. And you're never alone, right? You look at all the people.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much.
We appreciate your sharing today, Agnes. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.